Hello and welcome to Estuary TV News with me, James Dunn. On tonight's show, two police officers take on an epic journey for charity, and our guest talks about a scheme to connect young people with new employers. But first, here's Richard Morris with the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, people residing in the East Riding of Yorkshire will not be joining Hull City Council, and new management for the Grimsby Auditorium. 3 men have been arrested after a gun was fired outside a house in Immingham. Police were called to a house on Hadley Road at 2:25 p.m. on Sunday after reports that a man was armed with a machete. Later that day, a man returned to the address and discharged a firearm, although no one was injured. 3 men aged 41, 46 and 55 were arrested and remain in custody, but police are appealing for information to establish the circumstances. The people of the East Riding have said no to joining Hull in the boundary referendum. In what was described as the largest turnout since the general election, Councillor Stephen Parnaby, leader of the East Riding Council, says he hopes it puts an end to what he calls Hull City's attempted land grab of the East Riding. Over 51,000 people voted, with no less than 2,000 saying yes to the proposal of Hull's boundary being extended to include many east and west Hull villages.
We've beaten all recent election turnouts, be it local, parliamentary or otherwise, and it just shows that if you actually ask the right questions, the public do get engaged.
What I'm talking about is the regeneration of the area, opportunities like other cities of joint combined authorities. You've got to look at how government are going to put the funding and devolvement of power after the Scottish referendum result. If we don't capitalise on that, we will be left behind.
Humber Bridge concessions for cancer patients begin today. Those having to cross the bridge for treatment won't have to pay the toll thanks to new powers granted by the Humber Bridge Act. Dr Raj Roy from Hull and East Yorkshire Hospitals Trust says it's an intensely worrying time for patients and loved ones, and removing one small but additional concern can make a real difference to people in treatment. 2 adventurers from Humberside Police start their journey to Everest Base Camp today. Jason McCusker and Andy Thorpe fly out today for their 3-week trek up the world's tallest mountain. Jason is raising money for St Andrew's Hospice and Andy for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital.
Well, last year my colleague and I, Andy Thorpe, we had this idea that we had a bucket list, and Everest Base Camp was on that list, so we decided to do it, and then we thought about it and we said, well, we're going to get to Everest Base Camp, let someone else get some benefit out of it, so we'll do it for charity. I'm really excited. I'm concerned. I'm leaving my dogs behind. I won't see my dogs for 3 weeks, but apart from that, yeah, looking forward to it. Really on edge now.
An East Yorkshire nurse is one of just 4 in the country to be recognised with an award for going well beyond the call of duty. Maggie Simkis, a palliative care nurse at Castle Hill Hospital in Cottingham, was given the Henry Garnet Award by Macmillan Cancer Support. Colleague Janice Hostad said she always goes out of her way to help others, whether it's fundraising, giving talks or giving up her evenings to offer bereavement support. Lincolnshire Police has relaunched Operation Galileo to deal with illegal hair coursing. The practice gets increased reports from members of the public to police during this time of year, as all the crops in the fields are harvested. The police are hoping that by running the operation again, that hair coursing numbers will reduce further. Last year, there were 163 prosecutions. All bar one of the prosecuted had previous convictions. Evidence has shown that hair coursers generally come from outside the county and is usually associated with other crimes taking place in the local area, Lincolnshire Police said. Jobs won't be affected when a new company takes over the lease for the entertainment venue Grimsby Auditorium. It's owned by North East Lincolnshire Council, and Links Inspire will take over the management contract from Ambassador Theatres this week. Links Inspire already run leisure facilities for the authority and say the new addition makes financial sense but will not mean wholesale change.
Well, to be honest, the management here is fabulous. So we're looking for seamless transition. We're looking for the local community to carry on enjoying great venue, great facilities, great entertainment, most importantly more of it. It's part of Links Inspires growth. As a company, we're very keen to grow and develop. As you know, we've already got leisure centres and sports and arts and Bradley Football development centres. So this is a great addition to the company. And from a point of view of economy of scale, it makes perfect financial sense too.
If you have any news for us, then please don't hesitate to contact us on Grimsby 01472 315553. Bye for now.
Thank you, Richard. Now, next on the show, as if crime fighting wasn't hard enough, 2 police officers from Grimsby have set themselves an enormous challenge. They're taking charity fundraising to new heights with their Everest Base Camp Trek, a 3-week journey up the world's tallest mountain. Today they're on a plane en route to Nepal, but I caught up with Jason McCusker as he prepared for the journey. Frostbite, altitude sickness and falls are just a few of the things you have to worry about on the way to Everest Base Camp, 17,500 feet above sea level. So policeman Jason McCusker is making sure he's at the peak of fitness before he sets off next Wednesday.
I'm always out on my pedal bike, off-road, do a lot of work, a few miles in the morning, a few miles in the afternoon, and then I'll put the bike away, then go straight out for a 3-mile run as well. I train 7 days a week. Yeah, and if I can, twice a day. The altitude there, the oxygen's thin. We just want to be the fittest we can be at the peak of our fitness, so we've got every chance of getting to base camp.
Jason and colleague Andrew Thorpe chose the trip to fulfil a personal goal, but they also wanted others to benefit, so Andrew's raising money for Great Ormond Street Hospital. Jason's chosen St Andrew's Hospice.
I've been a few times and they've showed me around everywhere, and the work that they do there is just amazing. The people that work there, the volunteers that work there, it's just really, really fantastic cause, really great hospice.
Jason's managing to incorporate physical preparation and fundraising. He takes a 5-hour hike with his collection bucket every week and even took a trek from Bridlington to Blundell Park, which took 3 days.
They started me off with £500, and I thought even just the place at Grimsby I'll get £500 because they're quite generous. So I upped it to 1,000. Unfortunately, I put the decimal place in the wrong spot and I put 10,000. So I'm up to just over £2,000 now, so we'll see how we get on.
As their departure approaches, there's plenty to worry about. They'll need lots of layers to keep warm and enough calories to keep going. But it's not the journey up the mountain that Jason's most worried about.
The most daunting thing is actually just landing at Lukla Airport. It's voted the most dangerous runway in the world. And Andy kindly told me yesterday that there's already been 4 accidents this year. So that's that. Once we touch down, it seems like it's easy from then on, I think.
So landing's the hard part, and it's all downhill from there. Well, not exactly, but you know. James Dunn, Estuary TV News. And if you would like to support Jason and Andy or follow their progress, you can find out how by searching for their Facebook page, Everest Base Camp Trek 2014. That's Everest Base Camp Trek 2014. Now, it's said that the renewables industry could cause a renaissance for the region, although there are some concerns that the local workforce won't have the right skills to meet demand from these big industrial employers when they're up and running. My guest today is Yvonne Day from Catch, a training facility in Grimsby which provides an industrial environment to train young people. Hello Yvonne, thank you very much for coming in today.
Hello James, thank you very much for inviting me.
That's all right. So we've been talking about the renewables industry coming to the Humber area, and it's big news, potentially a sort of game changer for the local economy. You speak to employers, similar sorts of employers. Have they got the kind of people that they need?
Absolutely. Well, I wear, as I've spoken to you earlier, James, 2 hats. I sit on the board of Catch, which helps develop the young people that come into industry. And also I'm the HR director for the UK for a local firm, which is Coakley Fabricom. Now, we are both a national and international company, so development of our people is of primary importance. So we took up the initiative through Catch to do a bid for the Employer of Ownership of Skills bid to build a new training environment in that we can now upskill younger people and get them into industry quicker.
And just to talk about that, I mean, that was around 18 months ago, wasn't it? And how much was that bid for?
It was £1.2 million.
So you won that funding for your facility, which is based in Stallingborough.
That's correct.
And what sort of facilities do you have in there?
It's a unique site environment. Anybody who comes there will work predominantly on sites similar to those in the local industry. So people that know Phillips 66, Total LOR, etc.
Who are big employers in the region.
Absolutely. And then there are the contractors that link into that, such as ourselves. Now, Coakley Fabricom and Jacobs, which are local companies, actually did this programme because we believed in it.
Yes.
So we have the Skills Enhancement Centre, which also brings up the apprentices quickly into a learning environment.
So before this scheme, how long was it taking apprentices to get through their training?
Anything from 3 to 4 years.
And what's it now?
We've cut it down to 2 years.
So it's about 50%, up
Absolutely.
to 50%.
Yeah, absolutely.
And why have you done that? Have you had feedback from employers?
We've had it both from employers and from the apprentices themselves, believe it or not, because once they're hungry for the engineering environment, they want to be on the sites, they want to be working and they want to be productive. Now, until they've been through something that is enhanced, like the Skills Enhancement Centre at Catch, and also we have the project shutdown there, which came out of the bid as well, they're getting the taste of what they will have on the sites quickly, so therefore they're more productive.
And is this just for people who already work in those industries, or it's for a wide range of people?
It's for a wide range of people. We've had people that have come through Job Centre Plus, that have come on a pre-employment assessment and introduction to engineering. There's between 80 and 90 been on that programme, and it's been highly successful. And the people that I've spoken to, and the reason why we're having the open day at Catch and talking about the success of the programme, is so that the young people can see that it works.
And we've not mentioned that open day yet, but that's on the 11th of November, isn't it?
That's correct.
And that's going to be a chance for everyone to see what sort of opportunities are available, isn't it?
Yes, and also for clients and contractors, so that they can see the success of this pilot programme that we ran, and also to buy into it, because it can't just stop here. It's been a success, it's got to continue.
And if young people, for example, or their parents are watching this now and they're thinking, that sounds interesting, maybe that's something for me, can they just turn up on the day, and what can they expect?
Well, if they're going into an apprenticeship, I would seriously tell them to look at the ECITB open event when they have the open day there. This is more aimed at contractors and clients and people who are going through the job centre to see exactly what there is on offer there and to buy into it.
Okay, so what you're saying is really that the kind of employers, for example, it's key that they're there and they can see and presumably have faith in what it is that you do.
Yeah, and also see the success. And here there's going to be testimonies on the day from people that have been through every element of the programme. So it might be the apprenticeship programme that they've got through to MVQ level 3 quicker, or it might be the project shutdown and how that worked and how they've gained insight into that. And it's not only the project shutdown wasn't just aimed at apprentices, it was aimed at supervisors, construction managers and project managers to enhance their skills. So therefore, when they go into industry, they know and they're running them correctly.
And presumably they can feel confident
Oh,
as well.
absolutely, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
afraid that we have run out of time, Yvonne, but thank you very much for coming in today. It was very interesting to talk to you.
I do appreciate it.
For those of you who are interested, there is an employer ownership of skills engagement event at Catch in Stallingborough, which we just mentioned, on November the 11th, and that's at 12:30. So get in touch with Catch if you're interested. I'm afraid that's actually all we've got time for on the show tonight, but don't forget, if you've got any stories you'd like to share with us, you can get in touch with us on 01472 31553 via social media on Facebook or Twitter, or email news@estuary.tv. Bye for now.